Okay guys, we're going to make a 2D column chart using this information. One of the things you want to keep in mind is you want to highlight enough information on your chart, but not too much. So we want to make sure on the legend that it says math and English and that it has the kids' names down here at the bottom. If we don't, here, I'll highlight where, I'll do one where I don't highlight the kids' names here. So if you look here, it says insert chart. Because I didn't highlight, this will show you what the chart range is. Because I didn't highlight Danny, Lisa, and Adam, there is no names down here. And the same would be true if I highlighted their names, but not their scores. So then it's trying to read this and then it doesn't understand. It's still. So here, let me chart it again, this time leaving out math and English. So you want to make sure that you always highlight those row headings and the column headings. So that way it doesn't give you this either where it says series 1 or series 2. There's a lot of times kids will click in the legend and try and double click and they're like, Ms. Chris, it won't let me change it. It won't. It's being driven by your chart range. All right, so what you want to make sure that you do, is highlight A2 through C5. And then go to insert, and we're just going to choose a column chart and just choose the first 2D column chart. All right. For your title right here, this is like a text box, but when you click on it, you don't actually have to double click or hit delete or anything. The computer just understands. So if I type test, scores, enter, then it goes ahead and it fills it in. Same thing, if I want to add horizontal title and a vertical title, I'm going to click the plus sign and then click axis titles. All right, because I want them both. I just click down here where it says axis title and would type students. And here, you want to make sure that they understand what these numbers are. Is it the number of times they've taken the test? Is this a percent? Is it their score? You know, what are these numbers? So you would just put scores. All right, now what we want to do is we want to add, we want to move our legend to the top. So this guy right here is called a legend. And you don't want to just click and drag it because the chart won't compensate for that, I guess you would say. So if you click on the plus sign here and hover your mouse over the word legend, if you accidentally click on it and it goes away, just click it again and it comes back. And then you hover your mouse here on this little, I call it a carrot. I don't know why. It's really just a little arrow. And choose top. Now what should happen is notice how my chart got shorter and kind of moved down to the bottom. If that doesn't happen, click in the space in between the lines here and right click and say format plot area. That'll give you this guy right here if you ever need to change it. But it will also, you can just kind of treat it like a picture. You can make it bigger or smaller so that way you can easily see your legend. All right, we want to add data labels to our chart here. So same thing, we're adding and then just check data labels. And I would say the best option for this would be the outside end. And there they appear. That just tells you exactly what your columns, what the information is, like what the number is specifically. Okay, we're going to rescale the vertical axis. Remember, this is your vertical axis. One way to kind of help you remember that is when someone can jump really high, we say they have a good vertical. So vertical goes up and down. So when you want to change something, if you don't have this guy over here yet, you're going to click on the axis and right click and say Format Axis, and that will pop up this menu over here. And you need that to be able to change your axis. All right, so to change the information on it, you want to click the word axis options, so that way this gets pops up, and then click on the chart icon as well. All right, so the sheet says to change your minimum to 60. You'll change your maximum to 100, your minor unit to 10, your major unit to 10, and your minor unit will probably automatically change to 2 at that point. All right, to change your column colors, if you just click on one of those, you can go up here and change it like this. These are preset colors. I think those are ugly. So I like to do my own. So if you click here on your home tab, you have your fill color, and you can choose like whatever colors you want. I'll do blue and not blue and blue. That's not really easy to read. Be blue and green. It says to change your background color. So again, you just click in between the lines, right click, and then you can fill it a color there. I might do like a light blue. Bold and change the color of some of your data labels. So I might change these to blue so I can see these, and these to a green color. Bold and make them a green color. And then it says to bold some of your axis titles. Another thing you can do is you can click your whole chart and choose a different font, and it should change the whole font for you. But now everything that I made bold, you can't tell, can you? Do I have to go back and bold them? Yes. So maybe change your font before you go on and bold. All right. We're going to move and resize the chart for the last thing, so I'll move it here. It says to move it and resize it from D2 through L15. Okay. And that just means put it in those cells there. Might move it over just a hair so that way you can actually see a break in between the test scores data and the test scores chart. And one thing I noticed is these don't really correlate at all. If I had the time, I'd probably go back and change these to a different color so that way it looked good on the same sheet. Or maybe choose a yellow color here. And you're done with the first chart. Make sure you hit save.